Let's go!
Every day, be great.
Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. This is just a very simple truth. They are the best play-calling duo in the history of professional football. There are so many things you could take away from this game versus the Buffalo Bills. And what we're going to talk about today is scouting. It seems like it is a very simple word that is used all the freaking time. Well, guess what? I have never, ever seen a game more beautifully orchestrated as this one. This right here is my favorite thing that Andy Reid does, which is bring two receiving tight ends into the backfield as fullbacks. Now, if you want a fuller deep dive on what these two can do with flood concepts, check out our Texans breakdown and our Tampa Bay Buccaneers breakdown from earlier in the year. So watch, you pull the right guard, you pull the the right guard and the right tackle here, and take a look at how this is run. All right, this is actually a zone read play, okay? Patrick Mahomes can read the end. It doesn't look like he's doing much reading. It looks like this is just a handoff the entire way, and it's just hard to deal with this, right? Because you're thinking that this could be a pass. These guys are going to the right while the guard and the tackle are pulling to the left. It's a lot of deciphering that the second level of this defense has to do, and you could see all the gravity that Travis Kelce and Noah Gray creates. Now take a look. This play is being run to the left side. Look at how many people are here to the right of the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have 5 running really hard here to the right when we're actually running this to the left. It also helps that your safeties' feet are on the goal line, which increases this distance. And while this is a really good finish right here by Kareem Hunt, there are quite a few running backs that are scoring on this play. Now, so I've been doing Chiefs breakdowns all season long. I had not actually seen them run a play like this one out of this diamond formation, right? We showed you that they do some of this, but they actually pass out of it. Now you have two receiving tight ends, Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. They go to the right guard, right tackle goes to the left. So Andy Reid stole this from the freaking Baltimore Ravens, who beat down the Bills earlier in the year. But this time, Lamar Jackson pulls it. Okay, and it's off to the races for a touchdown. So that is a slightly different variation of what you just watched, right? Well, let's actually fast forward to later in the game. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter. Now, you don't see the fullbacks in the backfield, right? You see a trips bunch out here to the right side, and this is just a simple zone blocking play to the left, right? The Bills are expecting this. Kareem Hunt scored a touchdown to the left the last time, and guess what? This goes for a pretty nice gain and a first down. But what's very interesting is the very next play. Here we go. Chiefs, once again, small motion. So the first thing I like about this motion is the Bills have been seeing on film, more than likely, that, like we showed you a little bit earlier, the Chiefs like to throw out of this two fullback look. But this time, they motion here to make it into the same exact formation you saw a little bit earlier. But watch what actually happens here. Now, before we actually run the play, look at how many Bills players are befuddled, right? They're looking around, trying to make the right checks, and they're quite not ready for this at the snap, right? To watch what actually happens. I mean, this is just bone-chilling stuff. So run earlier to the left for a touchdown out of this formation. Then on the previous play, run to the left. Then you're doing the same exact thing, but you're actually pulling it to the right. Now, what's funny is, people have been saying Patrick Mahomes read this in. I actually just think it's a pull the entire way, right? And once again, remember earlier the gravity was to the right side? Now this time it's to the left. Look at how many people actually played the running back this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys to Kareem Hunt. Now, let's just do some simple math here of what Andy Reid creates, all right? 7 guys go to tackle 1 ball carrier, but there's only 5 blockers. So 2 guys are being blocked by the play design itself, if that makes sense. Another thing I like about this is none of these blocks have to be completed for this touchdown to score. It's all guile, creativity, and sleight of hand in a way. Now, you just need some simple blocks here to the right side. This honestly was pretty lousy all around. Wow, that's a really good block. Lousy from the Bills. This is just piss poor right here from Kyer Elam. This is your one opportunity to run in here and lay the biggest shot ever on Patrick Mahomes legally, and he decides to matador it. That's just terrible. Please turn everything in, okay? But this time, Patrick Mahomes pulls a Lamar Jackson, and man, this Nance call is legendary. The missed spike. Love to see it. Now, this is what's interesting. This is Ty Dunn, one of my favorite NFL writers. He was told by Greg Russo that they had not seen this yet from the Chiefs. And to go one step further, former Chiefs DT, Kalen Saunders, said in all his years with Kansas City, he never saw them run this play. So did Spags also take from the Ravens, but on the other side of the football. So obviously, before we break down this play, here's the Bills' right guard, Cybo, talking about this pressure, and he said that they had been backing off of this look. That's why they slid the protection to the left, but this time they actually brought it, and it was brilliant coaching from Steve. Now, I'm going to show you this play, and I'm going to show you a few other plays, but obviously this was a bad protection error. RG3 did his own breakdown about the protection, and obviously, running this play, everyone's talking about the condensed splits. If you're going to do condensed splits, you're going to set yourself up for some blitzes from Steve Spagnuolo, and obviously this was the second best blitz he's arguably ever called. Obviously, the one versus Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl was bigger than this one, but this one still was able to end the game, and obviously, as many of you know, this ball should have been caught. No need to replay it yet again, okay? Now, I want to show you this.
Let's watch the Bills' final play from last night and compare it to a team that had tremendous success against Buffalo. You'll see a lot of similarities. Let's start with the secondary. Edge is going to fall flat, Mike is going to fall whole, and that field side safety falls flat, 3/3. Edge falls flat, Mike falls whole, safety rolls down to the flat, 3/3 shell. Corner blitz, edge contain. Corner blitz, edge contain. There's the edge and the Mike falling back, edge and Mike falling back. Spagnuolo took this one right out of Zach Orr's playbook, and I cannot blame him.
So obviously, there were a few differences in the Ravens and the Bills from that game earlier in the season, in particular on that defensive call, but part of being a great coach is doing all that scouting, right? And honestly, I think the Chiefs, even outside of the calls that we broke down today, they did a brilliant job attacking all the Bills' weaknesses. And on top of that, sometimes it's just a simple go to the game where the other team looked the absolute worst and the Bills looked terrible versus the Ravens and do what they did. It's just that simple. And look, I understand Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback of this era, but I'll go to the grave saying this. His coaching advantage on both sides of the football is just so ridiculous. Like, I've never seen the game of football coached at this level, okay? 2 throws, as open as these are, to ice this game, it's such a significant advantage, right? So, obviously, Mahomes deserves his flowers. He is that guy. But holy crap, I have never in my life seen a football coach better than Andy Reid. It's just that simple. And that's part of the reason why I'm going to go ahead and lock in Chiefs versus Eagles because, the Eagles have Fangio and Kellen Moore, who are very respectable in their own right. There's just until I actually see Mahomes, Reid, Spags, Jones, Kelsey get beat in the playoffs again, I am never picking against them. Even though I picked, well, I'm not going to say who I picked to win the Super Bowl this year. Comment below your thoughts on today's video. And guess what? Stealing works, especially in the NFL. It is Pow, ow, NFL. Boom. Now, did George Karlaftis make the most underrated play you'll ever see? I did a Twitter breakdown down below. No one's talking about this play, but I will for Mr. George and floating in your face some of our other breakdowns of this game. And we're doing barbecue. Let's go.